Hi everyone. Oh yeah, look at that. That's what we're making today. Meatloaf lasagna. Combines all the goodness of meatloaf along with a nice helping of lasagna. Let's get everything out and make it right now. So there's a bit of ingredients we got to pull out. Of course, it's lasagna, so we need a package of lasagna noodles, unless you're going to make them yourself. Can of crushed tomatoes, some garlic. Of course, I ran out of garlic. That's all I had, so I had to use the backup stuff out of the fridge. Some Worcestershire sauce, mozzarella cheese, 2 pounds of burger. That is 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of ground pork. I actually got lucky and it was mixed up at the store. We also need some breadcrumbs, some ricotta cheese, some cottage cheese, because I'm going to use both, and a little bit of honey. Al, I need honey. I'm almost out. A little bit of tomato paste, salt and pepper for spicing, some Italian spicing, and lastly, some parsley flakes. I actually had parsley, but it was no good, so I got to go with the dry flakes. Over to our pot. We've got some boiling water, a little bit of salt, and we are going to put 8 noodles into the pot, carefully getting them down in there so they boil. They're going to take about 12 minutes. They don't need to be fully cooked, but you want them so at least they're mostly cooked and bendy like that. I think we're getting pretty close. We're going to turn off the heat, take them off the heat, and let them sit in the warm water for a bit while we get our other stuff done, because there's our burger. To that, we've got about a half an onion, our garlic, 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to need it for the sauce later, but we'll figure that out. About a half a teaspoon of parsley, half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, all to your taste, of course. Breadcrumbs. We've got 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs. You want to put more in, go ahead. It's not going to hurt you whatsoever. And that is 1/3 of a cup of milk, followed by our tomato paste. We've got 1 little can, and we're just going to put half, 3 ounces in. Finally, an egg. And I think we got just about everything. Well, let's mix it all around till we get it all nice and combined. And of course, this happens all the time. I never get a big enough bowl. Why don't I think of that? I don't know. Now, I decided to add a little bit of ketchup to it, just to give it a little extra. You don't have to do that, but I did. Mix it all around. Put it aside. Now let's assemble our meatloaf lasagna. 1 baking sheet with a coarse parchment paper. Makes cleanup so much easier. Now here's our noodles. 1 and 2, and you're going to overlap the middle. Okay, like that. I don't know why I'm being so fussy, because now that it's down, we're going to pull it back up. And you can see the outline of the noodles. Well, our first layer is actually a 1/4 of our ground beef and pork. Like that. And now we've got to spread it out. So you want it spread out to the edge of the outline. So it's something like that. No, we're going to mush it down so it's a little flatter. 1 tube noodles, just like that. Our next 1/4 of beef and pork. I'm liking this already. And of course we spread it out again. Now we put our ricotta. That is a 1/4 cup of ricotta spread out. And then mozzarella, a good handful. We do the same thing, a second layer, except this time I put cottage cheese on it. Why? Just cause. My mom used to make it with cottage cheese and I like it that way. And it is a good substitute if you don't have ricotta. Third layer, noodles, meat sauce. We'll put another quarter of the ricotta in and some more mozzarella just to round it out. Top it off with our noodles, meat sauce. We're going to spread it to the edges. And that's it. Let's get it in the oven. 30 minutes at 4 1/4. While that's in the oven, we got to make our sauce. So we get our frying pan out, a tablespoon or more because I don't pay attention. I grabbed 2 green onions, chopped them up small like that. We're going to let that cook around for a bit. Then we're going to throw in a good teaspoon-ish of garlic and mix that in with the onions. And we're going to let that cook down for a couple minutes. Yummy. Next, the last of our tomato paste. So at least we get to use a full can. A little bit of Worcestershire. 2 tablespoons. A couple good dashes. And along with that crushed tomatoes, the whole can of crushed tomatoes. There. Now we just got to let it sit and kind of simmer and bubble up. But first, we got to add our honey. That's a 1/4 cup of honey, just to give it a little touch of sweetness. I don't know that you want to put more than that. Al, I'm almost out of honey. So anyway, we're going to let this simmer and see how it thickened? Now, the 20-minute mark, we bring our lasagna out. That looks really good. And now we're going to pour our sauce mixture on top and spread it all around. Doesn't that look good? I would say it most certainly does. Now, a little bit of mozzarella on top because how can you have enough cheese? Back in the oven, it's going to go for about 10 minutes. Just to melt everything up and to warm up the sauce. And there we have it. Just like that. That is our lasagna meatloaf. Yummy, on a plate and ready for me to eat. I can't wait to dig into this. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below. One way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.